Welcome, Wargamers, and where's my mic? Oh, I got stuck in my beard again. Okay. Well, we're here to play fantasy. I'm here with Dave's doppelganger.
We've been here twice before. Once with 40K, once with War Machine.
Yes.
And now we're here with fantasy.
Mm-hmm. You beat me both times there, too, so now I gotta win.
You do.
It's just a thing I have to do.
It's the odds.
But anyways, 1250 points. Just High Elves versus my Orcs and Gobbos. And just a fun little game. You haven't played fantasy in a while, have you?
No, year and a half.
More fantasy. We got to get it back in style. So we're going to be learning. Most likely we're going to make mistakes. We're going to try not to. But hey, at least we're playing fantasy. So wish us luck. And let's take a look at those armies. And here's your 1200 points of Orcs and Goblins, starting with a big squad of 95 Night Goblins. I think, yeah, we almost got to 100. The whole lack of them and full banner, everything. And then we got 16 Forest Goblin Spider Riders. And they have a musician and a banner, we believe. And then we have a Doom Diver. Then we have a Night Goblin War Boss, who's also Standard Bearer, and the Goblin Great Shaman, although it's really only a Shaman. No, he's the Goblin Great Shaman. And there's 3 Stone Trolls. And to finish off, we got 10 Black Orcs, which I should be adding to soon. And there's your 1500 points of that. Then we have, for the High Elves, we have an Archmage leading up. And straddling around the Archmage, we have a Lothran Seaguard, although he has a Seer Staff, so you got to choose all the spells. And so we got a bunch of Seaguard, I do believe it's got 15 in each squad. And then we have a whopping 30 Sword Masters of Hoeth. And so these guys are insane with their multiple attacks and everything, so they're ones to watch out for. Very scary. But let's get to it. And so deployment, there we have, and Orcs and Goblins have much more, obviously, and so High Elves will get +1 to their roll first turn, but we're just treating that as a hill, and then we have just mysterious forests. Make things interesting, but at the same time, keep it relatively simple, because we are both newbies here. And so High Elves do get first turn, and so starting off, a little rough board, but moving up, it's often best to just pick up the sides and move them. Anyways, the Lothran Seaguard, they have spears and they have their bows, so they're quite nasty. And the Sword Master's walking up the middle, and the Mage actually walking off to the side. And then Winds of Magic, we have and a Channel die, and so lots and lots of magic. And so he casts Flames of the Phoenix on my spiders. And it's definitely not a good thing to have off. Like, I was actually afraid he was going to cast on my goblins, but the game's not over yet. And so I dispel it, but then he casts Magic Missile, which I let go through because I don't think it's not going to do much. And he gets 11 hits. 11! And so that wreaks havoc on my poor little spiders and manages to kill 6 of them. And with 6 gone, that's a panic check, and I unwisely put them way far away from my Standard Bearer, my leaders, off on the flank, and so they fail leadership and run 12 inches, which is off the board. And so a huge chunk of my army, right off the bat, was massacred by that Archmage. And then he tries to cast Drain Magic, but only rolled a 2 with his 1 die left, so not enough. Then shooting with his archers, his Lothran Seaguard, managed to pick off a couple of goblins, you know, here and there, whittled down the massive horde that is going to run at him. And I just love to look at it. And if it wasn't for the fact that they're so vulnerable to big magic spells, I'd bring them like this a lot more often. But then we got Orcs and Goblins turn 1. And so we do move up. Everyone is not testing for animosity. No, the trolls are stupid, and so they just walk up normally. The goblins run up and like march up along with the Black Orc as far as they can. Not too exciting stuff on the poor little Winds of Magic and the High Elves channel, but I do channel or cast some sneaky stabbing or the Gork Itchy Nuisance, and Gork will fix it, just to try to make them as weak as possible if they do charge it next time. So Gork will fix it goes off, they have to roll all 6s to hit into wound and armor saves. And I throw my gold, I rolled 2 artillery dice, or 2 scatter dice. And so he does scatter back onto them, almost missed them. and only hits 2, but that's 2 Swordmasters down. Start whittling away at their big group, just like me. So turn 2 High Elves, he declares a charge and misses. Well, not misses, but fails. And so he only moves up 3 inches, which is great. That means I'll be able to charge him next turn, but at the same time, with and he's just out of 8 inches too, and so my Fanatics didn't get set off either. And so the problem with big squads of goblins charging is that, well, yeah, you have all this other stuff. So he casts Flames of the Phoenix, and well, it's a big. I just dispel scroll it. I cannot afford Flames of the Phoenix on that big squad of goblins. We would just massacre them. It'd be terrible. Half of them would die. And then he casts Magic Missile on the Black Orcs and manages a couple hits, but I do make my saves. And then shooting. And so same thing before, shooting into the big squad of goblins, trying to wear as many as he can down before I get to him. And he's doing a pretty decent job, although there's still about 80 of them left. And a few more here and there going down. I get I think a 6+ save from him. Just my light armor because of my shields. But that's about it. And so stupidity, and I do make my stupidity roll. And so I do charge with my Black Orcs and then charge with my trolls. And first, then he's standing and shooting. And so he does get an extra volley off at me, doing as much as he can. And we do realize that you do get the volley fire, you get the back ranks every single time. We're pretty sure, at least. So comment below if it is different. But then against the trolls and with regeneration, 1 wound gets through. And so the trolls charge, and I make it. Oh wait, no, I am 1/2 inch away from making that charge. Terrible failure. So sad. But nonetheless, we continue on playing, and the Black Orcs easily make it. Oh, they're stumbling, stumbling a little bit drunk there. But they are able to make it, and then the goblins move up. They're only able to move up about 1 inch before they have to throw out their Fanatics. And so throwing, first one moves up 7 inches, the other one up 4, and the last one moves up 6. And so none actually hit the swordsman, but they're all right in front, and so the goblins move up, but they're kind of protected. They kind of just march forward. Winds of Magic, no channeling, and no channeling. And then I roll for, I'm trying to Swift Reform because I put anything, but then I boosted, he has Drain Magic up. And I had to do a 26+, and I got it on a boosted Vortex, Curse of the Bad Moon. And so this thing flies off, hits a bunch of Black Orcs, and passes right through. And we forgot that Vortex actually bounced off to the back. We left it just over top. And so that will have some impact later, but we realized that afterwards. But anyways, so I did a strength check. And so I lost 1 or 2 Black Orcs, but then because of the strength check, it was either initiative, strength, or something else. Toughness. But my toughness, so I did a toughness check. And so the spinner Fanatics, they have toughness 5, and so they made their toughness check fine. And I massacred so many of those swordsmen. It was fantastic. Then my Doom Diver shoots and it scatters and it's able to hit the Archmage. 4 wounds, it's dead. But then Matt walked in the room and said, "You can look out, sir." And so we looked out, sir. All 4+, all 4 of them looked out, and so killing the Lothern Seaguard instead. But luckily the Doom Diver was able to hit both squads, and so the other one hits some as well, and they don't. They take a panic check, but they're fine. Then the other Sea Guard attacking and wailing on the pobrecito little Black Orcs. Now they're big and muscular, and they failed like all of their saves. So there's only 5 left, but they do attack back with 2 close combat weapons, trying to get as much attack as possible. But again, not very good, and only managed to kill 1 guy. And so I do fail the combat by a bunch, even with a +1 for charging, and he gets a rank bonus. And so I run away. Luckily, I run away quite fast, but at the same time, not so lucky, because I ran through my big unit of Night Goblins. And so Night Goblins have to take a panic check because someone broke beside them, and then they have to take another panic check because they passed through them. But luckily, with the rerolls, I do get both of them. So click the link for part 2 and see what on earth is going to happen. This was a hilarious game.